You need to know how to work with the unbelievers and not sign up with the unbelievers. Welcome to another edition of Clown World, where we continue to have things to comment on. So one of the things that believing Christians, faithful Christians, Christians who want to worship God above all, love the Lord their God with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength, and their neighbors themselves, and they are involved in the political process, and they find themselves delighted day after day with what Elon Musk is uncovering and the things, many of the things, not all of the things, but many of the things that Trump is doing. They sometimes are troubled, or sometimes they don't know how to answer Christians who are troubled, Christians to their left, who say, how can you possibly be okay with this chaotic mess? And the answer to that question has to do with what sort of story you place yourself in. I've said for years is that we have to read the story that we're in. What story are we actually in? And this question and the sting of it comes from imagining ourselves to be in the wrong kind of story. So if we look at the cafeteria food fight that is the current political landscape in D.C., and we try to imagine ourselves as Christians, as faithful Jews following Moses, or faithful warriors following Joshua in the invasion of Canaan, or faithful soldiers following after King David when God was giving him victory. There you have a godly leader, and the saints are expected to follow after in a similar way. With Moses and Joshua and David, you've got a group of people, and you can say, we are the good guys. Okay, that's the scenario. Now, if you look at the current setup and try to imagine that it is the same kind of setup as Moses, Joshua, or David, you're going to discover incongruities in every direction. But rather, why don't you imagine yourself as being Joseph in Egypt, or Ezra and Nehemiah under Cyrus's decree to return to the Promised Land, or Daniel under Darius. What you have there is the pagan empire of Persia, or the pagan empire of Babylon, or the pagan empire of Egypt, and you have faithful believers operating in the context of that paganism and doing so faithfully. Joshua is faithful, and so is Daniel. But Joshua and Daniel are in completely different situations. Moses was faithful, and so was Joseph, but they're in completely different situations. The situation that we're in is one of a chaotic, semi-secular, semi-Christian, tangled up mess. Okay? The United States used to be a Christian nation. It has been forcibly, dogmatically secularized, and we have this secular empire with Christian elements running in this chaotic way. If you want to be the kind of Christian that you ought to be like Daniel, be like Joseph, be like Ezra, be like Nehemiah. You need to know how to work with the unbelievers and not sign up with the unbelievers.